So let's go over this current state of affairs. The engine is doing really well. Maybe I'll splice in some footage. Kind of worked out all the bugs. All new fuel system, brakes, all new brakes, new pads, new rotors. Coolant system is all sorted. There's your little T. These things. One of these fuel lines ruptured, so I think I'm going to redo them all using a different brand because I don't trust them now. You can see that's our thermostat housing and our little transition pipe. So right now what we're doing is just making these doors fit perfect. They look really good, but they're not quite perfect. If you look at this gap here, it's smaller than that gap down there. So I might end up readjusting this. This might have to go up a little bit, or that has to come down a little bit. Maybe both, I'm not really sure. So that's what I'm working on right now. This is the really hard part. Making panels fit after you pull everything all apart. So remember how small that gap was. Over here, the gap is massive. I can put my whole finger in there. So that's no bueno. It looks quite good. See if I can get it on here. So you see it lines up really well, but the door is actually too high. And I found this out whenever I tried to put the fenders on. So that one, this door, it's level, but it needs to come down just about like an eighth of an inch or so. So you can kind of see how it's high. What you do is you use the glare of the reflections and stuff, and you can pretty clearly see that it's just too high. So I've taken the latch off so that I don't have anything. Oh, you can see their great color change here. So that white, yeah, that's because they just like taped off these holes. Just taped off these holes. Sorry, I wasn't pointing the camera away. So that whenever they paint this, it doesn't go inside of here and get on the glass. So that's the wrong way to do it. We're gonna fix that. It's all gonna be gray. I'm gonna pull the glass and the whole assembly off. I'm gonna pull everything out, and this whole door is gonna be avalanche gray. We're gonna paint this off of the car. We're gonna cut it. That's what they call this, cutting it in. You know, you do all the door jamb part. The door jambs on the door jambs on the car. In this area right here, we'll do all that stuff with the doors off, so that whenever we go to paint the whole car, we'll just have all the fenders on and everything. So we'll cut in the fenders as well. They're over here. So these guys got to get all cut in. You can see stuff on the screen. All right. See this lovely little. They didn't really do a very good on the job on that antenna delete. So we got to clean that up. Make sure it doesn't rust out and stuff. And I'm gonna try to roll these fenders a little bit. They're actually quite strong. It's pretty thick stuff because it's factory. These are not repro things. So I'm kind of having a hard time. I had them on the car and I had fender roller, which I've used fender rollers before, so I know what I'm doing. Had to modify this. Cut that a little bit to clear the brakes, so that I can use it without taking the calipers off, because that would have sucked. So, using this guy, this lip is, it's pretty tough. You're not really gonna, I'm still kind of deciding what I want to do about that so that I can get the most amount of clearance. I'm thinking about cutting here. Let's see if I can do that. So if I cut here, if I basically section out like 1/4 of an inch here, that'll give me more of an ability to, I can retain this part, which will keep the fender liner in place, but it'll give me more peace of mind when it comes to fitting wheels and tires. It would go in, because like here, I mean, you can see it's so thick. So what I did with the back on these cars, it was basically the same thing back here, but what I ended up doing was, oh wow, that's bad glare. You can see right here, I can put my whole hand up here now. Whereas before, it was very thick. Very difficult to, so you can just see the lip. The lip was, I took about 1/2 inch off that lip. So now, let's see. Now you can see, clears it pretty well. So we should be good to go back here. I think I might end up doing a similar thing up in the front. Let's see if I can get some of this dust off. Really shouldn't do this, but let me try. It's pretty cheap lens. So that's what's going on with this guy. And in lieu of that, so we got our pedals all in, and try to take great care to, I made several modifications to get these guys pretty level. Look back here. Right now it's just to get it to the right height. I'm going to use, to make that spacer plate a bit better, I might just stack up a couple more 1/8 inch aluminums, or another one. Maybe one more will get me where I want it. So it basically just pushes it out from the wall, which brings my gas pedal out further without, so like whenever you push out the bracket, it pulls the cable slightly, which makes the pedal come towards you. So it gets, the top of it gets pulled against the wall, which makes this part go out more like that. So that's better. And I actually modified that bracket extensively. It is, from the factory, it's just a bent piece of steel, and it's hollow on the inside and it flexes. I boxed it in and added some more, basically added a couple tabs to make this guy actually, basically I made the shaft of the pedal, the shaft of the gas pedal arm, I guess that's what that would be called. I made the end of it to where it fit perfectly inside of that pedal, the backside. So that's cool. Got our dead pedal here. So we are good to go on these guys.